Billy was a good boy. He was always cheerful and full of energy, bringing joy to everyone around him. His laughter was infectious, and his curiosity knew no bounds. From a young age, Billy had a knack for making friends and spreading happiness wherever he went. He loved his family, especially his Grandma Eleanor. She was his best friend, his confidant, and his greatest supporter. They shared a special bond that was evident to anyone who saw them together. Eleanor had been a constant presence in Billy's life, raising him after his parents passed away in a tragic accident. They lived in a small house with a porch swing and a garden full of sunflowers. The house was always filled with the sweet aroma of freshly baked goods and the sound of laughter. The garden was a place of wonder for Billy, where he spent countless hours exploring and playing. It was a sanctuary where he felt safe and loved. Grandma Eleanor had taught Billy how to bake apple pies and how to whistle at the evening stars. She had a way of making everything seem magical, from the simplest of tasks to the grandest of adventures. Baking with her was not just about making pies, it was about creating memories that Billy would cherish forever. Eleanor's stories of her own childhood, filled with tales of resilience and hope, inspired Billy to dream big. Every day after school, Billy would rush to his grandma, eager to share stories about his day. He would tell her about his friends, his teachers, and all the little things that made his day special. His eyes would light up with excitement as he recounted his adventures. Eleanor's patient listening and wise advice made Billy feel valued and understood. Grandma Eleanor, with her warm smile and kind eyes, would listen patiently, her wrinkled hand resting lovingly on his. She had a way of making Billy feel like the most important person in the world. Her gentle voice and wise words were a source of comfort and guidance for him. She often reminded him of the importance of kindness, perseverance, and love. They shared a bond as strong as the roots of the old oak tree in their backyard. Under that tree, they would sit for hours talking about everything and nothing. The old oak tree was their special place, a symbol of their enduring love and connection. It was under that tree that Billy learned some of life's most important lessons, taught by the person he loved the most. Eleanor's wisdom and Billy's youthful enthusiasm created a perfect harmony. Billy and Eleanor often spent evenings looking through old photo albums, reminiscing about the past. Eleanor would tell Billy stories of her youth, of the challenges she faced and the triumphs she celebrated. These stories were not just tales of the past. They were lessons in resilience and hope. They reminded Billy that no matter how tough life got, there was always a way to overcome. Together they tended to their garden, planting flowers and vegetables. It was a labor of love that brought them closer. The garden was not just a place of beauty, it was a testament to their hard work and dedication. Each plant they nurtured symbolized their unwavering bond and the life lessons Eleanor imparted to Billy. But life was not always easy for them. Eleanor had been struggling with health issues for some time. The medical bills were piling up, and the cost of her surgery was more than they could afford. Billy, though young, understood the gravity of the situation. He was determined to help his grandma in any way he could. The thought of losing her was unbearable, and he knew he had to act. Billy had a talent for singing, a gift that brought joy to many. He decided to use his voice to raise money for his grandma's surgery. Every evening he would practice singing, hoping that his efforts would make a difference. His determination was fueled by the love and support he received from Eleanor, who always believed in his potential. Their bond, forged through love and shared experiences, gave them the strength to face these challenges together. Billy's determination and Eleanor's unwavering support were a testament to their unbreakable bond. Together they believed they could overcome any obstacle. Their story was one of love, resilience, and the unyielding power of family. One day, Grandma Eleanor fell ill. She coughed a lot and grew weaker each day. Her breathing became labored and she could barely get out of bed. Simple tasks like walking to the kitchen or getting dressed became impossible without help. The doctor said she needed an important surgery, a surgery that cost a lot of money. Billy's parents worked hard, but they didn't have enough savings. Billy felt helpless seeing his beloved grandma suffer. He missed her stories and the way she used to bake cookies with him. He wanted to help, but he was just a boy. He didn't have much, only a piggy bank full of pennies and dimes he had saved for a new bicycle. He knew it wouldn't be enough. The thought of losing his grandma filled him with dread and sadness. The emotional toll on Billy was immense. He often cried quietly, hugging his grandma, wishing he could do more to help. One evening, while Billy was sitting by his grandma's bedside, he began to hum a tune. It was their favorite song, the one Grandma Eleanor used to sing to him when he was little. As he hummed, an idea sparked in his young mind. He decided he would sing to help his grandma. Billy felt a surge of determination. He knew he wasn't old enough to work, but he could sing. He started practicing every day, pouring his heart into each note. Singing had always been his passion, and people often complimented his voice, saying he had a voice like an angel. With a mix of hope and determination, Billy prepared for his first performance, believing that his voice could make a difference for his grandma. There was a restaurant downtown where local musicians sometimes performed. Billy had often stood outside listening to the music and watching people enjoy themselves. He knew he had to be brave. He had to try. The next Friday, with a heart full of hope and a voice trembling with nervousness, Billy walked into the restaurant. He approached the manager, a kind-looking woman with a warm smile, and told her about his grandma and his plan to sing for donations. As he stepped onto the stage, Billy's heart pounded in his chest. He took a deep breath, trying to steady his nerves. The restaurant was warm and inviting, filled with the hum of conversation and laughter. The soft glow of the lights created a cozy ambiance. Gripping the microphone, he looked out at the audience. He saw supportive faces looking back at him, smiling encouragingly. Some were curious, others seemed to sense his determination. With a final, steadying breath, Billy began to sing, his voice filling the room. His emotions were a mix of fear and hope, but he knew he had to give it his all. Section 5. The Microphone's Magic. The manager, touched by Billy's love for his grandmother, agreed to let him sing. She led him to a small stage set up in the corner of the restaurant. A single microphone stood tall on a stand, waiting for its voice. Billy took a deep breath, his small hand shaking slightly as he reached for the microphone. As his fingers brushed against the cold metal, a strange sensation ran through him. It felt warm, almost as if it were welcoming his touch. Billy closed his eyes and began to sing, his voice trembling at first but growing stronger with each note. The audience, initially surprised, soon found themselves captivated by the raw emotion in his voice. Every word he sang was filled with love and longing, conveying his deep affection for his grandmother. By the time he finished, the entire restaurant erupted in applause, moved by the heartfelt performance. At first, Billy's nerves threatened to overwhelm him. He could feel his heart pounding in his chest, his palms sweaty. But as he took another deep breath and closed his eyes, he remembered why he was doing this. The thought of his grandmother gave him strength. He gripped the microphone firmly and let his voice flow. With each note, his confidence grew, and the initial nervousness melted away, replaced by a powerful sense of purpose. The audience could feel the transformation, and they were deeply moved by the young boy's courage and love. Section 6. A Hush Falls. The chatter in the restaurant died down as Billy, clutching the microphone, began to speak. The room, once filled with the sounds of laughter and clinking glasses, now seemed to hold its breath. His voice, small but clear, filled the room as he shared his grandma's story and his wish to help her. Each word he spoke seemed to carry the weight of his emotions, resonating deeply with everyone present. He spoke from his heart, his words a melody of love and desperation. His eyes, wide and earnest, scanned the room, seeking understanding and support. The sincerity in his voice was unmistakable, and it tugged at the heartstrings of all who listened. As Billy spoke, a hush fell over the restaurant. It was as if the very walls were leaning in to catch every word. The usual clatter of cutlery and the murmur of conversations faded into an almost reverent silence. The clatter of cutlery ceased, the murmur of conversations faded, and all eyes turned towards the small figure on the stage. The patrons, who moments ago were engrossed in their meals and conversations, now found themselves captivated by the young boy's heartfelt plea. The air grew thick with anticipation and a shared sense of empathy. It was a moment of collective pause, where everyone in the room felt connected by the boy's story. The tension was palpable, yet it was underscored by a profound sense of unity and compassion. Billy's words had woven a tapestry of shared humanity, and in that moment, the restaurant was transformed into a space of deep emotional resonance. The connection between Billy and his grandma was evident in every word he spoke. His love for her shone through, creating a bridge of understanding and empathy that touched everyone in the room. The silence was not just a lack of sound, but a powerful testament to the bond between a boy and his beloved grandmother. As Billy prepared to sing, he took a deep breath, his mind racing with thoughts of his grandma. He knew this was his chance to make a difference, and the weight of that responsibility filled him with both nerves and determination. The audience, sensing his resolve, waited in breathless anticipation for the first note to break the silence. Section 7. A voice untapped. Then Billy began to sing. It was a moment that seemed to freeze time, capturing the attention of everyone in the room. The restaurant, usually filled with the clatter of dishes and the hum of conversation, fell silent as his voice filled the air. His song, the one he and his grandma cherished, flowed effortlessly from his lips. It was a melody they had shared countless times, a tune that held memories of laughter, love, and the bond they shared. Each note was a testament to their connection, a bridge between the past and the present. His voice, pure and innocent, soared through the restaurant, carrying with it the raw emotion of a child's love. It was a voice untainted by the world, a voice that spoke of hope and resilience. The patrons, initially surprised, soon found themselves drawn into the story his song told. Every note he sang resonated with the pain of his grandma's illness, the depth of his love for her, and the unwavering hope that he could somehow make things right. His eyes, glistening with unshed tears, reflected the weight of his emotions. The room, filled with strangers, became a sanctuary of shared feelings. His voice, untouched by professional training, possessed a raw, unfiltered quality that touched the souls of everyone present. It was a reminder of the power of genuine emotion, of the way a simple song could convey the deepest of feelings. As he sang, the patrons felt a connection to their own loved ones, their own memories, and their own hopes. Billy's voice, though young and unrefined, carried a wisdom beyond his years, a wisdom born of love and loss. And in that moment his voice was truly untapped, revealing the profound impact one child's song could have on the hearts of many. The emotions in the room were palpable. Some patrons wiped away tears, while others held hands, finding comfort in the shared experience. The song seemed to unlock a floodgate of emotions, allowing everyone to connect with their own personal stories of love, loss, and hope. An elderly couple sitting near the stage held hands tightly, their eyes glistening with tears. The song reminded them of their own grandchildren and the love they felt for them. It was a moment of profound connection, a reminder of the enduring power of family and love. Young parents with a child of their own looked at Billy with admiration and empathy. They saw in him the same innocence and determination they hoped to nurture in their own child. Billy's song was a beacon of hope, a testament to the strength of the human spirit. As Billy finished his song, he took a deep breath and looked out at the audience with a hopeful expression. The room erupted in applause, a collective acknowledgement of the courage and love that had just been shared. In that moment, Billy's voice had not only touched hearts, but had also inspired a sense of unity and compassion among everyone present. The applause was thunderous, echoing through the restaurant as people stood up to show their appreciation. Billy's face showed a mix of relief and joy, knowing that his heartfelt performance had resonated deeply with everyone. The audience's reaction was a testament to the power of his voice and the emotions he conveyed through his song. Section 8. The restaurant's response. As Billy sang, something extraordinary happened. People stopped eating, their forks frozen halfway to their mouths. Their conversations dwindled, replaced by an awestruck silence. They listened, truly listened, captivated by the boy's heartfelt performance. The restaurant, once abuzz with the sounds of a typical Friday night, transformed into a space of shared emotion. The clinking of glasses, the scraping of chairs, the background chatter, all faded into insignificance as Billy's voice wove its magic. When Billy finished, the room erupted in applause, cheers filling the air. Patrons approached him, offering money and words of encouragement, moved by his story and talent. Even the restaurant manager was impressed, shaking Billy's hand and praising his performance. Billy, with tears in his eyes, smiled gratefully, overwhelmed by the support and kindness of the patrons. Section 9. An outpouring of support. When the last note faded, A profound silence hung in the air. Then, slowly, applause erupted, filling the restaurant with a wave of appreciation. Some people stood up, their faces wet with tears, their hands clapping together in a rhythm of respect and admiration. But the applause was just the beginning. People reached into their wallets, pulling out bills and coins, eager to contribute to Billy's cause. Waiters and waitresses placed baskets on tables, their own faces reflecting the emotional impact of the boy's performance. The generosity of the people was overwhelming as they came together in a beautiful display of community and support. The sense of community was palpable, with everyone eager to help Billy and his grandma in any way they could. Billy was deeply moved by the outpouring of support, tears streaming down his face as he hugged his grandma tightly. One local business owner stepped forward, handing Billy a check with a significant amount, ensuring that his grandma's surgery would be covered. Others began organizing a larger fundraiser, distributing flyers and rallying more support from the community. The overwhelming support not only provided the necessary funds, but also brought a renewed sense of hope and belonging to Billy and his grandma. In gratitude, Billy and his grandma sent heartfelt thank you cards to everyone who contributed, expressing their deep appreciation for the kindness and generosity shown to them. The news of Billy's singing and his mission to save his grandma spread like wildfire. Local newspapers picked up the story, sharing his heartfelt tale with the community. Donations poured in, not just from the restaurant patrons, but from strangers touched by his story. Billy's emotional journey began with a simple act of love, which snowballed into a wave of compassion and generosity. The community rallied together, organizing fundraisers and events to support the cause. The money raised far exceeded the cost of the surgery, offering a beacon of hope to Billy and his family. The emotional journey of the boy, from worry to relief, was a testament to the power of community and love. Billy and his grandma were overwhelmed with gratitude, their hearts filled with joy and relief. The miracle that unfolded not only saved a life, but also united a community in an extraordinary way. Grandma Eleanor underwent the surgery, and thanks to Billy's unwavering love and the kindness of strangers, she made a full recovery. The experience brought them even closer, their bond strengthened by the shared ordeal and the overwhelming love that surrounded them. Billy's singing not only saved his grandma's life, but also brought positive changes to their lives. They were filled with gratitude for the support they received, and their lives were forever changed by the power of love and community. Their strengthened bond and the kindness they experienced reminded them of the extraordinary things that can happen when we open our hearts to one another. Billy and Grandma Eleanor now look forward to a future filled with hope and love, cherishing every moment together and knowing that their bond is truly unbreakable.